What's going on, everybody? Jeff Porter from the excuse me, from the Indie Gamer magazine. I'm very excited about today's show. Um, as you can see, as you've seen in the thumbnail, Minions of Mirth. If you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna take you through it, tell you what it is, tell you what happened, where it's at now, and what's happening with it. So there's a couple of things before we get into the actual show. We had a giveaway last week on Friday. You guys had through the weekend. And for a Blue Fire Steam code, we had Maro Davis talk about Arborea. The game looks unique and weird in a good way. So that's what they were most likely to play from the show, and they've won Blue Fire on Steam. So we'll be in contact. We'll get you that code, and thank you for commenting. Also, before we jump over, I want to talk to you real fast about Beamable. If you're a game developer, you can easily add social commerce and different features to your game with just drag and drop boxes. The UI works seamlessly with Unity, and it is a super awesome tool to help you take your game to the next level. So if you are a developer looking for that little extra boost, be sure to check out Beamable. They start with a free plan, and then you can go up from there. So, Minions of Mirth. I'm very excited to talk about this. Minions of Mirth is a game that I played back in 2007, I want to say. So I'm going to pull something up here real fast because I'm going to kind of go through the history of it pretty quick. But over here, I did a video for Screen Stinger called Minions of Mirth, a mini documentary. And I go into depth pretty well about the... Here, move that over a little bit so you can actually see it. So over on Screen Stinger, if you want to watch this documentary, I'll go back and I'll put a link in the description below. I kind of go into the development phase, Josh Ritter and his wife, how they created it, who they brought on board, how the community helped develop it and pave the way, kind of what happened to it, where it went, and how it just kind of faded into oblivion. 2017 was the announcement that Minions of Mirth was going to go offline. And it was kind of out of nowhere. A lot of people are very upset. It had a very tight-knit community. So like on this Screen Stinger video, it has just over 2,000 views, but nearly 30 comments of people talking about how much the game meant to them, why they liked it so much. A lot of people asking if the game will ever come back, and just how much they really enjoyed it. Minions of Mirth came out right after there was like that big MMORPG craze. You had EverQuest and WoW kind of competing back and forth. You had other games come in and try to stick out, and it was difficult, especially when you're going up against those two titans. I found Minions of Mirth because it was free to play, and it had an option where you could buy it for only $30 for the full unlock, and that was not monthly. So whereas the other titles had those monthly costs incurred, Minions of Mirth, developed by a husband and wife with help of a small team, $30 you could own the full game and play it. So I bought that. I played the hell out of this game for a couple of years. And in 2017, there was a social media post, and they just said that it was shutting down. There were some rumors that their servers fried, and to get everything back up and running again, it'd just be too expensive. I couldn't confirm that, but that seems to be the general idea of what happened. So that's kind of where it was. You could still download the game, and they actually had a pretty decent single player. So it would be the same world, you do the same things, and instead of controlling just your one character, you could actually add like a group of characters and run around and do the same thing. Of course, that's not quite the same. You're missing the MMO part of that, so it just turned into this RPG. It was a great rainy day thing, but it wasn't the same. There was something missing. So after doing that video, I had a ton of people comment. I had people reach out and talk about how the video reminded them of like this great game and how much it meant to them. And now, in 2021, Minions of Mirth has been reborn. So, on May of 2021, a Tippy page was created for Minions of Mirth Reborn. I found the Discord channel, and I've been playing Minions of Mirth online with other people this whole week, and it's been super awesome. So I'm gonna jump over here. I want you to check out this web page. It is, I'm gonna move this back over, tippy.com for Mom Reborn. So he talks about, his name is Neil. He's a big fan of the game, obviously, the online version. And they found a way to make a private server. So him and his friend Roman configured a dedicated server using the Kamatera platform after founding a Redditor who actually did a huge part of creating Minions of Mirth's server base. So they made the code work again, and not only, and the only idea was to make it online again, which they've done. So this server was just being financed by himself, and so started a Tippy. Needed about $30 to $40 a month to keep it up. They're at $230 right now a month. Indie Gamer Magazine is proud to be a part of that. For everything that you spend, you get platinum pieces. So you get your level, and they have a little formula worked out. If you do a 5 or over, you get a monster template for free every month. And with the monster template, they mean any monster. So in the original Minions of Mirth, as you kind of progressed through the game and you killed these monsters and stuff, they would actually unlock in the monster window, and you could run around and play as a monster. It was a little different, but it was fun. And so that's kind of what this is you can unlock a monster template for free, and it means any of them, even the ones you can't normally unlock. And it can be any NPC in the game, but as a monster. So let's say a Spectre as Rathara the Plaguebringer, or even as Chancellor Tollop, which is one of the main guys you see when you pop into Trinst. And then if you have another gift idea, come on Discord and talk about it. Feel free to join the Discord community. And then if you don't want to do Tippy, they actually have a PayPal page as well. So you can go to PayPal me, Mom Reborn. So this launched in May of 2021. I was completely unaware of this until now, about a week ago. Not even a week ago. I think it was Friday. It was Friday after the Friday show. And so all weekend, I hopped back in and played the hell out of this. So he brought on some help in the Discord server. And then looks like if you want to play the game but remember how many months you spent to boringly farm to get in-game content, well, this is for you. Most of the important ingredients for armor crafting and enchanting recipes are now buyable at the merchants. Of course, they are very expensive, but still easier than to get before. and then of course come on Discord. The Discord link is in the description right now if you wanted to go over and join that. They have a lot of cool stuff going on. If you're in the Discord, they actually have like an in-game chat so you can talk to people who are currently in-game. They've got, issues, known issues. So if you run into something, just put in there and they'll work on fixing that. Suggestions, help, media, where I actually uploaded that the video that I did. And then just basic stuff like the rules. And they also have a little installation guide. It's very easy. I didn't have any issues with it. I've seen that some people have. But if you have Windows or Mac, you just click on the links for that. Extract anywhere except for your program files. And then run the executable, and it loads right up. And so you'll make the username, and they'll actually give you a password to use for it. So I know there's probably a ton of people who have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but this is an MMO that was developed by a husband and wife, and they brought on a couple more people. And so this is an independent MMORPG that lasted for about a decade, I want to say. And if it weren't for the server fry or whatever happened, I could see this still being up. I definitely think it would have been possible. So just to give you a little, I won't go into it like I did in the video, but I will kind of go into it a little bit, just if you don't know what exactly this is. So it lasted for 12 years. Sorry. So Minions of Mirth came out in 2005. So it was about 2 years after when I found it. It was a quiet game that ran for 12 years, and it was started with in 2003. It started, so right before WoW and EQ2, because I think WoW and EQ2, that was the big competition, and that's where a lot of EQ players went to WoW. I think that was in 2004. I'm pretty sure. So in fall of 2003, Josh Ritter and Laura Ingebrigtsen co-founded Prairie Games, small California software studio that aimed to make this online RPG. It actually happened very quickly. Within 2 years, the game launched. So it was just very quick. They had a lot of people working on it. They brought in the community. And so there's a lot of the game that is basically player made, or like, I guess not player made, but like, but yeah, that is what I'm saying. It's made by the players. The gamers weren't only suggesting their opinions and testing the game, but they also took part in creating quests, characters, dialogues, items, and even graphical elements of the game, like buildings. Without the faithful community, Minions of Mirth would never become what it was, and never a fan community will get so much of an influence in developing an MMORPG. So when this launched, there's like 16 classes. I think it's the same as EQ. I think there's probably, with the monster templates and everything, there's way more races. The graphical elements are very similar to EQ, kind of low polygon, but it works. I mean, you're talking about 2003, 2005 development. That was about what you were getting. And yeah, it went for 12 years like this. Looking here real fast, trying to see so in September 2017, The team running the game announced that a hard drive failure ended up canning the game for good. So that was what led to the permanent shutdown. And now Prairie Games is nothing what it was. Now it's gone off and it's become like a mobile game, iOS, Android developer. Not, I think Josh and Laura are both not associated with it. And Minions of Mirth just fell to the wayside, and that was it. Randomly in 2017. Like I said, you could still play it single player, but it wasn't the same. And the big thing about this, like I mentioned, was the community. Minions of Mirth probably had the best community in an MMO that I can remember. I mean, I had great times on EverQuest, really good people that I found. WoW was not the best community, but I had good times on WoW. I found some good people there. Minions of Mirth, legitimately, I felt like every single person in the game was wanted to be there, was really proud of what the game was, very helpful. I talk about in the video that I did, within an hour of loading in, creating my first character, loading up Entrenched, I was already, there was this guild that was outside the main city, and they started talking to me, helping me, kind of showing me the ropes. And I don't think I ever had a bad encounter in Minions of Mirth, even with PvP. I'm trying to think. I can't remember a bad experience. It was pretty welcoming. Everybody was very kind because they were part of the game. Excuse me one second. I got my little girl. Come here. I'm almost done talking about that game. You say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hi. So it had a great community with it, and that's the same community that's brought it back. So if we go to the Discord server, right now there is 60, 80, nearly 90 people who have found this in the last year, and I just don't feel like I mean, it was a small game to begin with, but like 90 people, that's insane to bring this back and make it alive again. There was some mention, I'm not entirely sure how they did it. They talked about, I mean, with the Redditor, they found a guy who actually worked on the code, so they were able to kind of backwards engineer it to make it work for a private server, which is awesome. And it actually does pretty well. I mean, there are, obviously a couple dropouts here and there, but that's just because I assume with the rising number of players and people finding it, that it's just working to figure out like how many people are going to be online at once. And as it becomes more stable, it's only been a couple of months. I definitely think that this is something that's going to hopefully stick around. I believe that they have talked to Prairie Games about it, and things seem to be on the up and up, and it's it seems like it might be here to stay. So I kind of want to jump over. You want to go sit down? Do you want to let the dog out? Okay. But this is the magazine. This is the Indie Gamer magazine. Coming straight from my house. This is how we do it. I actually want to jump over here. I'm not going to sit here and play, for an hour or whatever, but I do want to jump over, kind of show you the game again, because it's just as was. And it still feels good, so you can play online. Click that bad boy. Let it load up. So you see here the Minions of Mirth World server, private server. They've been doing double experience weekends, which is really awesome. Especially, if you've played this game for years and years and years, and then you're starting over, it's nice to have a little bit of double XP on the weekends or something. As you, awesome community. I agree. And more to come. Brought to you by the Reborn team. Please join our community at the Discord. So you can see status. There's 2 people online of 1,000 slots. So we'll select that. I've made a character already. I have a little paladin that I was messing around with. So we're going to enter the world. Yes, I am absolutely sure. And just so you can kind of see how it's running, obviously it's not going to be perfect right out of the gate. See if I can kind of fit this in a little bit better. Look at that's a cool shot loading in. As you can see, in the Magic Guild entranced, hotbar, got look at that inventory again. Skills, bells. Haven't spent any of my advanced points yet. My stats. Minions of Mirth, obviously, you can triple class, which is awesome. So it makes it a lot of fun. You get a lot of interesting combinations. So right now I'm a paladin shaman, and then at level 10, I think it is, 10 or 15, you can add a tertiary class. So that makes it obviously a ton of fun. And you get those interesting classes. The first character I ever made in 2007 was a warrior wizard thief. I don't know why I did that, but it was fun. I was just excited because it's like it was possible. I could do that. And I enjoyed it. Obviously, not really the best class to go out there and try to do everything with. You typically want to have at least one class that can, throw a heal on you, but it was just fun that was even possible. So we're just going to run down here real fast. I want to show you where you pop in at, and show you that, there's skeletons and other things going on. It's up. It's good. It's alive. There's Chancellor Tollop that we were talking about. You could get him as a monster if you wanted. You can see the big giant in the distance. We're gonna go over here and kill a couple skeletons, and then I'll get back out of here. If this is interesting to you, if you've never played Minions of Mirth, or if you have and you just want to see maybe a bit more gameplay, I'd definitely be willing to do that. I'd load this up and play for a couple hours if I got the time. So you can see the combat, very similar to EQ, the graphics very similar to EQ. And this came right in that sweet spot right before EQ2 and WoW. And 2 long swords. That guy was going ham. Potion of Dex. All right. Cool. I need. Maybe I do need to stream this. Get good drops when you guys are watching. Kill a frail skeleton. It was just level 1. Yeah. This is just so exciting. Big hats off to the guys who made this happen. Guys and gals. I got online last night for a little bit. And there are people that are already 100, primary, secondary, tertiary. You can go up to 100. They were already, doing big runs and stuff. They brought back a bunch of junk to town and gave it to a bunch of us so we could sell it and make some platinum and, make our lives a little bit easier here to begin with. And just, hanging out at the bank, talking to people again. What a great feeling, It doesn't get much better than that. What's really neat is I've reached out to the guys that brought this back on Discord. We talked a little bit. From what it sounds like we're gonna do something in the magazine. We're gonna get talk to them a little bit more, maybe do a pretty deep interview about how they went about this, what made them want to do it, and how they found the one of the coding guys on Reddit. Pretty interesting. I think it'd be a cool story, and especially to bring something uh, back from the dead, 4 years later. Hopefully, I'll get them on the YouTube channel. I think that would be a lot of fun. Do a live show, bring them on, and talk about it. And it's really interesting because there's a lot of these early to mid 2000s online RPGs that are actually having like a resurgence. So this is one of many. Uh, there's another title called Forentis. That's what it was in the U.S. as Forentis. It's also known as like Hercot and Xeons or something like that. It had like three different names, and it's about this time, 2007, I want to say, 2008, 2006, maybe it was a little earlier, and that went under. But I remember what was super interesting about Forentis and everything. Like it also was a smaller community, and that's probably why some of these had trouble sticking around. But to level up spells and skills and stuff, you would actually have to use them. Um, and so you'd walk into town, and there'd be like clerics and stuff just standing at the gates, and everybody who walked in, they'd start casting, buffs on them to try to level up their buffing skill. So it's just like, yeah, I remember in EQ, like you'd be, in the plane of knowledge, like, can I get temperance, please, please, can somebody please give me temperance? And in Forentis, like you just walk into the town and you'd be like, boom, 4 buffs. Like, oh, this is great. And I'd also had similar graphics to this. It is also a tight knit community, very very friendly. I had a lot of good times on that game as well. But that has also made a resurgence. There is a Discord server for that as well. I believe it's called Minions of Mirth Reborn and Forentis um, Alive or something, or Forentis. Can't remember, but it's also coming back. They haven't been doing like this is live on a server constant, right? Forentis, they've been doing like weekend tests and stuff to try to get their server figured out and get everything going. And because I think it originated in Japan, so I think there's probably a little bit of difference with the coding, and I maybe think that has to do with what's taking Forentis a little bit longer to get a stable server. Maybe that's just my guess. I have no idea, but I definitely wanted to take a day talk about Minions of Mirth, especially after the weekend of kind of messing around, talking to people on Discord about it, and especially after the video, the little mini documentary I did, the results that I got from it, and people talking about how much this game meant to them. Um, if it weren't for that video and it weren't for one of the comments saying that there was a live server up now, I would have no idea about this most likely. This has flown under the radar, much as the first game did. So hopefully this might light up like a beacon to some people, and you are able to jump back into Minions of Mirth. The link to the Discord's below. In the Discord, you get the links to the Mac and Windows download. Kind of gives you a little how-to, and I don't think it took long at all. I was up and running in like 10 minutes after downloading the thing, and as soon as you make the username, it just sends you a password, and you're good to go. Look at this. I'm just enjoying this so much. When was the last time you saw this? And this is, I haven't really played much. I'm only level 5. I think I've done like an hour of actual gameplay. But oh man, I'm so excited to get back to the desert and doing some dungeons again. even just doing the sewers in Trent's, that'll be fun to get back into. But looking forward to it. Um, yeah, not much more to say about it. I could just go on about the stuff that I like about it, and the class system, and the spells, and uh, the questing. There's big grinding, dungeons. I mean, to have this come back is super exciting, and I hope that at least one person sees this and is as big a fan as I was. Um, so yeah, that's our show today. Congratulations to our winner for Blue Fire. I will message you. We'll get a hold of you and send that over. I think Wednesday we might have our first live interview. Just kind of a scheduling conflict. I think it's difficult to get somebody in the UK on at the same time as Central US time. Um, so we'll find out if we can make it happen Wednesday, and if not, maybe we'll do maybe we'll record it and we'll do like a pre-recorded show. Not quite the same as what I want to do, but if that's the way that we got to do it, that's the way we got to do it. Um, and I kind of liked you guys saw the magazine on social media. It seems a lot different. I try to be very uh, down to earth and everything. Um, I'm just a guy in a messy home office that wanted to make a magazine, and you saw one of my daughters in here. We let the dog out. This is how we roll, So welcome to the Indie Gamer magazine. Um, Let us know in the comments below if you played Minions of Mirth, if you're already in Minions of Mirth Reborn. Maybe drop your in-game character name. Let us know on Discord. And oh boy, I'm excited. I'm ready. I got to get back to work, but I want to play more. So this is gonna be tough. So look for Wednesday. Gonna try to do that interview. If we can't make it work, we'll maybe push it to Friday. But yeah, things are looking up. Remember, obviously, subscribe. Check out the magazine. We have all our social links right there. You can check out our Patreon. You can subscribe for as low as $3 a month. Get that digital issue. Print is in the U.S. only. Sorry, but with the shipping prices right now, it's through the roof, and it is expensive just to ship in the U.S. But we do offer our prints. Normally, I have one around me. This is yeah, but we do have prints. I'll have to. I'll show you guys one Friday. Um, but yeah, be sure to head over there, subscribe. We thank you to Ken Freed, I think Ken. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you guys Friday.